Just for the record, I'm not a hardcore cuber like most people on YouTube are, who make cubing videos. I just kind of cube recreationally, just like if I'm ever going on a long car ride, long plane ride, train ride, bus ride. I just like having a Rubik's Cube in my backpack just to help pass the time, just so I'm not completely bored, and also it's nice when people like look over your shoulder to see what you're doing. Um, but I decided, why not? I'll get myself an 11 by 11. And this, the full name of this, and I'm probably going to get the pronunciation wrong, is the Yuxin Zixing Magic Cube of 11th Order, December 2009, listing lots of design patents. See right there, that's the full name. So, the reason I got an 11 by 11 is because the biggest commercially available cube is a 17 by 17. That's $1,600. I'm not spending that kind of money on a cube. The next step down is a 13 by 13, which is the biggest like mass-produced cube, which is only $300, which is much more reasonable. But I'm not an avid enough cuber to justify spending $300 on a cube, so I decided to settle for the 11 by 11. One, because it was only like $100, which is pretty reasonable for a giant cube like this. And also, I chose 11 by 11 instead of 10 by 10 or 12 by 12 because odd numbered cubes are easier to solve than even numbered cubes, because even numbered cubes get weird parodies that odd numbered cubes don't. So first impressions out of the box, it's pretty heavy. It's 0.97 pounds, which is about 0.97 kilograms, which is like 2.12 pounds. So, yeah, it's pretty heavy. If you ever solve one of these, you would have to like set it on your lap or like set it on a desk or a table or something, because just holding it, even just holding it now, is like I'm starting to feel it in my forearms. But right out of the box, it was very sticky, and by sticky I mean it was like kind of difficult to turn, and all the other edges, all the layers like turn with each other whenever you turn it. But since I've solved it and I've broken it in, it turns smoother now, and hopefully it'll get smoother the more I solve with it. And by the way, I've had this cube for about 3 days now as of the time of making this video, and I've solved it twice during that time. The first solve took about 3 hours, the second solve took about an hour and 45 minutes. I will eventually post a full solve video of me solving this beginning to end unedited, and I will post a link for it in the description below when I do it, so be sure to check that out. Just as a size comparison, briefly I guess, this is my Rubiks brand 3x3, and just for the record, all my other cubes are Shengshao cubes. So like, yeah, it's pretty gigantic. Like as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Like you could fit almost 8 of these cubes inside this one giant thing. And even now, like even as with all giant cubes, the closer you get to the center, the harder it is to turn. But even the outermost layer, if you're just solving it like a 3x3, it's pretty difficult. Like, for example, on my 3x3, I don't know. Oh no, I seem to have misplaced 2 corners. Whatever shall I do? Like even though I don't cube every day or anything, like I can still like move this cube around pretty quickly, and again, I haven't modified this in any way. But if I try doing that on this cube, and another thing I should note, because the pieces are so small on this, you have to make very exact turns or else it will definitely resist you turning it because it doesn't cut corners very well. So there I oriented those two corners, I should say. So now I'm gonna put them back. And the sheer physical size of this cube is another thing that makes it kind of difficult to use and to solve. Sorry, I lost my train of thought and got stuck for a moment. What was I talking about? Oh yeah. So size. Let's say, for example, I don't know, my 7x7. It's already in a checkerboard shape, but like I could, if I bring this back from a checkerboard shape, it's just like it's pretty simple to do that. I can do it fairly quickly. But on this, because it's so big, I can't bring my hand all the way around. So to complete the checkerboard, I have to finish awkwardly, like by turning it around and using my other finger. Yeah. Just trying to line everything up so it will allow me to turn it. Yeah, so it looks really cool in a checkerboard pattern like this. The other Rubiks Cube pattern I can do reliably is the eyes, so to speak. That's what I call it. And it looks really cool on a big cube because you can have multiple layers of it. But I'm not going to show you that right now because it takes a while. So as I bring it back, I guess I can just say, yes, I would recommend this cube for any cuber, whether you do it hardcore like the people on YouTube or like Felix, I don't know how to say his name, you know, that crazy Australian guy who can like cube like a madman. I would pretty much recommend this cube to anyone who can solve a 6x6 or bigger because like pretty much if you can solve a 6x6 you can solve pretty much anything, and the 6x6 is the highest order, the biggest even numbered cube I own. I might get a 10x10 at some point in the future. Since I've already made the step up to an 11x11, I might as well not get an 8x8 or a 9x9. I might as well just step up to a 10x10 if I ever get another giant cube like this. As far as build quality goes, it feels pretty well made. It doesn't feel like if I drop it on the floor it's gonna break apart or anything. Like my 2x2, like this cube is so cheap. This is the only cube of mine I don't like. It's so cheaply made that whenever I try to solve it, it just kind of like breaks apart. And I've never been able to practice 2x2 very much because that's my only 2x2 and it breaks all the time. Yeah, but this one, It feels pretty nice. I actually had it pop on me once, and it was surprisingly easy to repair. So, I've kind of been rambling for a while, so, yeah, I guess that's all I have to say about it right now. It's pretty cool. Get your hands on one if you can. It's fun to solve, so, yeah, check it out.